What's good, y'all? It's Solution back at it with another mental gym video in which I give you guys mental exercises you can use to become extremely successful and accomplish all the goals that you are after. So let's get right into it. So today I want to talk about possessions and why I believe possessions can potentially make or break your ability to become successful to achieve your goals. And the definition I came up with for possessions in terms of achieving your goals is the things you own that help you achieve your goals. So what I've learned over the years and from my own personal experiences and trying different shit is having shit that is not helping you achieve your goals can only serve to get in your way. When you own things that are no longer helping you achieve your goals, they can only serve to get in your way now. Having things that are just there that you own can only get in your way. If they cannot serve you, now they can only get in your way. They don't stay in this middle part. Like they don't stay in this middle part where, okay, I have this thing, but it's not really helping me anymore and it just kind of sits there and there's no issues with it. No, it brings issues. Why? Because it takes up space. It is there. It is an object, or in whatever way that you own it, it is there. It takes up some form of space that could be used for something else that actually is helping. So it's only a detriment now. And a lot of us don't realize this, but we own all of this shit that is not helping us. Right now, 95% of the shit that you own is not helping you achieve your goals. To be completely honest. To be completely honest. And I'm not saying every single little thing that you own needs to help you achieve your goals, but it needs to be serving some important purpose. It needs to be serving some kind of important purpose. Because if it is not serving an important purpose, it can only do what? Get in your way. And as a disclaimer, I'm not saying you can't own a lot of shit, and I'm not saying because you own a lot of shit you will not become successful. Like that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you own only what is important, only what is essential, it increases the likelihood that you achieve your goals faster. You'll achieve your goals faster because you only have what is necessary, and you don't run the risk of being liable or getting into trouble with something that you own that isn't even helping you anymore. For example, think like a membership or a subscription that you have that will take your money randomly even though you're not even using it anymore. And all of us have been extremely frustrated and annoyed when we've had a subscription or a membership that is there that we don't use anymore, and all of a sudden it charges our card or takes our money. We're like, what the fuck? I should have got rid of this shit a while ago. Exactly. Right? And even with other types of possessions, it's the same thing. Think about your phone or your laptop, right? You have a tons of apps or documents or whatever shit on your phone. And even though we're not using these applications, we might sit here and think like, oh, we're good. No, those things take up storage. They take up space on the thing that we own. Space that could be used for things that matter. Because the minute something that really matters comes up that might need to take up a lot of space, we don't have the space. Now we have to sit here, waste time getting rid of all the shit we don't need. Whereas if we had just been continuously getting rid of shit we don't need, we could always make room for things that help us. And for that reason, we will move faster. We do not move slower, we will move faster. You will move faster. If you have less possessions and you have more flexibility because you only have shit that you need, you will move faster than the guy who has a ton of shit that they don't need. Because that guy will run into problems that you will not, because you only have shit that matters. They have shit that doesn't matter, and that shit that doesn't matter will come back and bite them in the ass and slow them down and distract them and frustrate them. And that is what has led me to believe and realize that you guys should only have shit that matters, y'all, and you will move towards your goals faster. I promise you that, y'all. I promise y'all that. So this is where I'm gonna get into the mental exercise you can use to think through this and make sure you only have shit that is gonna help you out. So the first part of this is identify, right? Always really important. Always gotta have awareness, y'all. Identify. And what do I mean by identify? Identify the things that are unnecessary. You identify all the things that you currently own that are not helping you achieve your goals. So think about all the things that you guys probably own right now. Think about your room, your car, your phone, your laptop, all things that you have ownership over that matter. Obviously your room, your car, your phone, your computer. And then within those things, ask if everything inside of those things help you achieve your goals. Because I promise you, if you ask yourself that question and you really look at the shit, you have a lot of shit that doesn't matter. And you have freedom to identify in whichever way suits you best. I'm not going to tell you have to identify like this, you have to identify like this. No, you identify in whatever way suits you best. If you need to write all this shit down, if you need to do this shit on your computer, it does not matter, but I need you guys to identify. You need to be aware. I just want this shit to be conscious. You need to be aware of the shit. You cannot fix shit that you don't know about, that you're guessing about. You need to be clear. It needs to be clear. So identify shit that is not necessary. Identify all the things that do not need to be in certain places, or more importantly, I mean, that do not help you achieve your goals. In your room, in your car, on your laptop, on your phone. By laptop and phone, I mean apps, documents, whatever thing that takes up space. Whatever thing that takes up space. Look at those things. Are these helping me? Are these helping me? And what I mean by this is you ask yourself, like, if I did not have this thing, would it affect my ability to become successful? That's basically what you ask yourself, right? And obviously, like, think about your car, for example. Your car takes, let's say you're a basketball player. Your car takes you from your house to basketball practice, right? And without that car, it would be difficult, or it would be harder for you to get to basketball practice efficiently, right? So that means your car is an integral part, and by integral, it's an important part of your ability to go to basketball practice and become a good basketball player, if that's what your goal is, right? So that means the car is necessary. But if you look on these apps that you might have on your phone or your computer, you don't need these documents anymore. Having these documents are not making or breaking your ability to become successful, and is 100% not making it more efficient for it sitting there and doing nothing. Because essentially you would need to be doing something to even be regarded as something to be considered as helping you. If it's not doing anything, it's not helping you, so it doesn't need to be there, right? I'm telling you, these things really do end up adding up, y'all. They really do end up adding up as things that we own that could potentially fuck us up. That's why you need to be aware of it. So what you want to do is create some list, because for you right now, if you've never done this before or have never really thought about it, like, it's going to be a lot of shit. So you want to make a list of some sort in a way that suits you best. You know, you have the freedom to do it whatever way you want to. You make your list and have all these things that you list out, like, okay, this, I don't need this, I don't need this. Like, you list all the things you don't need. You like, I don't need this, I don't need this, I don't need this, I don't need this. You can start on whatever thing you want to start first, your car, your room, your phone, your laptop, whichever. You go on these things and you're like, okay, these are all the things. And on your phone and on your laptop, you can also go to your subscriptions and memberships that you have on different apps for, like, Netflix, ESPN, whatever shit. You know, you go on your shit and then you could see it that way too. So you identify all the things that you do not need. So when I say identify, it's things do not need. And then obviously by do not need, I mean do not help you achieve your goals. So do not help you achieve your goals. Pretty much. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. So identify what you do not need. Does not help you achieve your goals. Meaning whatever thing it is not an integral part. It's not an important part. It will not make or break your ability to be successful. Cool. So once you've identified, of course, which is great, you move to the next step and the final step, right? But the most important step, well, I'm going to say most important because identifying is important, obviously, but, like, it's important. So that is remove. You must now remove all of these things. Get rid of them. Throw them away, delete them. Trash. The trash button in any of these things on your phone or any of your technology is your best friend, and the trash bag in real life is now your new best friend, because these things will help you get rid of the things you do not need. And this is why trash and trash buttons and trash bags and everything that involves trash, even the trash man, are very essential parts of our lives, because they help us get rid of shit that we do not need. And meaning trash, meaning a trash bag or the delete button, actually help us achieve our goals. So it's nice to have those things, right? So cool. So after you've identified your list, you want to remove. Meaning, what are you removing? You're removing all the shit you do not need. You remove all that shit. You get rid of it all. You do not need it. Because if you remove something that you do not need and then you realize you might need it later, you could probably get it back. You could probably get it back if you feel like, And I mean in terms of achieving your goals. Because if there's something you don't want to delete because it might be important to achieving your goals or it will be an integral part, right? Then you can keep it because it's important for it being there. But otherwise, get rid of everything else. Because even if there's something that you might not need right now, but it will be essential to help you achieving your goals, you can still put it somewhere that it is no longer a distraction for you. Because at least maybe you might not realize this, but I've come to realize this is things that are around us, things that we see take up our attention, right? It takes up our attention, and our attention is like our energy that we use to look at something and interpret it. That is what our attention is used for. And when we look at something or give our attention to something and we interpret it, usually it is best for us to want to give our attention to and interpret things that are going to do what? Help us achieve our goals, right? We don't want to waste our attention on things that don't help us. And that's why in many previous mental exercises and other videos, I've of course recommended that you get rid of things that don't matter or you do not pay attention to things that don't help you achieve your goals because it's not helping you. Like, period. Like, it's just not helping you. It doesn't matter. So it just shouldn't be there because our attention is our most powerful resource because it is essential for us to help us achieve our goals. And I don't want you guys wasting your attention on things that don't matter. And those things that you have around you in your room that you see take up your attention, right? This is why a lot of people feel really good when they clean their room because it feels like they have their attention back. When your room is dirty, for example, this might not apply to everyone. It just depends on what you apply meaning to. And I'll actually make a meaning video later so you guys, I feel like that will also help you guys out too. But basically, if your room is unclean, you apply meaning to that. You see unclean room as bad. And for that reason, you feel off. You have a section of your attention that is going to that thing because you view it as bad. If you view something as bad, attention goes there. So if your room is unclean, you're going to have attention flow there. And then once you clean your room, you feel great because it relieves you, or that relieving feeling is like you getting your attention back. Like, it feels good. That's why cleaning is nice. And that's why for me, removing things that are not necessary, or almost you want to train yourself mentally to feel good about removing things that don't matter, right? Because you will have that attention that you can now deploy on things that do matter, which is achieving your goals. And you will not have the downside, which you would otherwise would have had, of things that don't matter getting in the way later because you own them and you didn't get rid of them. Because as I was saying earlier, when you own shit, but it is not doing anything for you, it can only serve to hurt you now. It will not, because it's not serving to help you. And things that you own don't just stay there. You have possession over them. They take up space. And that space being taken up might not be hurting you right now, but it definitely could later when you need to move something new in. Whether that be something in your room physically, something on your laptop like an app or a document, or something on your phone like an app, whatever. These things take up space and you will be able to move faster towards your goals if you are flexible. And by flexible, I mean you have space to add things in that matter because you remove shit that doesn't, right? So going back to what I said originally, because I kind of went off in that direction, but it's still important to say to y'all. So yeah, you want to make sure that you are removing these things so that you have your attention back, that you can use on things that matter. So when you have all this shit that doesn't matter, these things are taking up your attention because they're in your vicinity. They're around you. This is also why I'll say things like, don't pay attention to what other people are doing. In a competition video I've made or a comparison video I've made in the past, don't pay attention to what other people are doing. Because if your attention is going to them, it is not going to you. And your attention can only serve you if it is going towards you, not away from you, unless what it is going to can help you. But you paying attention to someone else is not necessarily helping you. If that person isn't directly helping you back, you're not trading your attention. They're just getting your attention and you're not getting anything in return, right? Hopefully, to make it even simpler to understand, think about you watching this video right now. You are getting something in return for paying attention to my video because you're getting information that can serve you. Whereas if you're just paying attention to a random dude who is successful or has something you want, they're not giving you information that is helping you. So you're wasting your attention. And then moving back to the possessions thing, When you have things in your room or in your vicinity that don't matter and you look at those things, they are taking up attention that is not necessary. And even if they're not taking up the attention now, they'll take up the attention later when they get in your fucking way. You don't care about a membership that is sitting there and doing nothing until it is taking your money. Then you care about it, right? So that thing that is taking space in your room that you were not paying attention to, even though you might think, oh, because you might be thinking right now, like, well, I have a lot of shit, I just don't care about it. Well, you will eventually. It will take up your attention soon. When you need to quickly move across the state or whatever to go do something very important to achieve your goal for whatever path of goal achievement you're on, yeah, when you have all this shit that is not necessary, it's going to take up your fucking attention when you could have just used that attention on other shit if you had gotten rid of it in the first place. And that's why we must do what? You must identify what you do not need. And what I mean by do not need is stuff that does not help you achieve your goals. And once you have done that, once you've made your list, once you've added all these things, you remove. You remove them. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. If they do not help you achieve your goals, just get rid of them. I'm not saying you can't have shit that is entertaining, of course. But generally speaking, y'all, you do not need a lot of shit to entertain you. You really don't need as many things as you think. And being completely honest with me, if you're being completely honest with me, there's only maybe like 2-3 things that are entertaining you consistently on a consistent basis. Everything else that was entertaining you is no longer useful. That used to entertain you is no longer useful, but it is still in your vicinity, in one of your vicinities, whether that be your phone, your laptop, your room, your car, wherever else that you have a space. So you need to remove that shit. You don't need it there anymore, right? So you can have possessions, y'all, that do not help you achieve your goals, but they should just be very small. It should not be many things, because those many things will get in your way. That's why it's so important. So yeah, you must identify, then you must remove. And then you'll have more attention, you'll be able to be more flexible, you'll be more free to be able to do shit, and that be able to do shit because you won't have things that get in your way. Compared to the guy who will have shit that will get in their way because they own shit that doesn't matter, and it will eventually get in their way. If it doesn't get in their way today, it will get in their way tomorrow. But for you, if you get rid of this shit now, it will not get in your way later. And by the way, for this whole entire process, this is not a one-time thing. It's not a one-time thing. You must do all of this consistently, y'all. This is the last thing I'll say. You must do all of this consistently. All of this needs to be happening regularly. It needs to be a regular process. You need to be consistently identifying shit that is in your vicinities that you own and make sure everything there is helping you achieve your goals. If not, remove that shit. I'm telling you, this might seem tedious, but it helps you. It will help you. And the more shit that you remove and the faster you remove it, the less stressful the process will be in itself. Right now for you, this might seem like an entire hassle. Why? Because me and you both know right now, you have a lot of shit you don't need. So this is going to be a process. But trust me, when you remove 90% of the shit that you don't need, and then you instill this framework or this mental exercise into your brain, you'll now be able to just consistently remove shit that doesn't matter. Because you're going to be consistently evaluating. So you just remove the shit. And then you don't run into problems. You have all your time back. You have all your attention back that you can deploy into achieving your goals. So yeah, so that's pretty much my little possessions mental exercise. Please give me feedback on this. If this made sense, if you believe this can help you get more of your attention back, get more of your focus back, and not have to worry about shit that you own that isn't helping you biting your ass later in your life, or not even just later in your life, just later on your path to achieving your goals, because that frustration, that thing biting in your ass does not help you. It doesn't help you if some shit bites you in your ass later. So you might as well get rid of it now so that doesn't happen. So you can focus more on what does matter, which is achieving your goals sooner. The more shit that you remove that doesn't matter and the more shit that you have that can help you, the faster you'll be able to achieve your goals, because you will not run into problems later that other people would, because they have too much shit that they don't need. So please give me feedback on that. If you also didn't like it, if this did make sense, if you're like, nah, Solution, you could have explained this way better. I have example here you could have used, whatever. All of it helps me become a better YouTuber so I can better serve you guys. And also, please like this video, boost us in the algorithm so more guys can see this. Make sure they're only owning shit that helps them so they can achieve their goals much faster. And I guess with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next Mental Gym video. Peace.